With the world so bent out of shape and nobody seeming to even talk about it, it sort of makes you wonder who is even a real person, right? Which I mean, I guess that nowadays isn't too much of a crazy thing to be asking about. Um, Recently, for the past 2 months, I've been stressing out about the news of Trump and Epstein but not necessarily because it has effect on me directly, right? I'm not a person in Palestine or, something or the other. I'm not going to get into specifics necessarily, right? I do love my life. I just feel like it's something that's too hard to ignore in my day to day, right? Hearing about it in the news or on TikTok or, just wherever, right? Even just hearing about it it's been bringing my mood down a lot. And it's been kind of stressing me out a bit, right? And this isn't, I'm not trying to say I'm special or anything, right? But I do have an issue and I would consider an issue of awareness, right? Um, in all honesty, for me, and I'm sure other people can agree, wish I could just turn my brain off, catch up on more Kai streams, spam my W's in the chat and Kai's, streamer university. But when people like this exist,
Yo, Senna.
What?
Agent was telling me how you look mad good for me, body T, all that. He said you look mad good. He's trying to know you, all that. What do you think about that right there?
Yeah, we gotta serve this kid, bro.
What?
God damn.
It sort of makes me realize that if I'm not paying attention, I don't know who is. I am too funny. I'm a funny guy. And now is where I pray to God this video doesn't get any views because, as I've said 100 times now, I understand that part of me. It's an ego. But at a certain point, I feel like you earn the ego. You know what I mean? None of my videos I've made I would really consider funny. Except for, I guess, the last one with the Until Dawn. It was like, okay. I got some funny jokes in there. But it's definitely not nearly my best work. There's no way. I've always kind of been the funny guy at school and work and home. And, with strangers, I kind of can just get a feel for what they, think is, it might tickle their fancy a little bit. I just know how to make jokes. I've remained consistent. The problem is, though, that I refuse to make bad jokes. Like, anytime my brain thinks of a joke, I'll know with near 100% certainty, at least if I know my audience, whether it's a good joke or not. And as I've said, you can see how this is all sort of coming together, but I'm too aware of it. And if I think there's even a chance the joke flops, I drop the joke. Even if I find it funny, because a lot of the time what I find funny, other people don't. What? What a conundrum. The point being, I love videos. Something about building a community and doing what I already love doing, which is just being funny and talking and playing games. Maybe soon. Check out this channel soon if you want to see some game stuff. Not like tomorrow soon. I'll post some game stuff here. If it's fun, we'll just go through with it and do that other channel just because of algorithm reasons. If not, you can just pretend like I never said this and that this part of the video isn't even here. So I think there's a certain value to ignorance. If you are God and you know everything and somebody asks you what your favorite color is, there's so many infinite layers to that question. It wouldn't even be possible to answer in our English language. It would be like an infinite series of infinite frequencies. And holy fuck, how much did I smoke when writing this script? Okay, you get the point. If it's not what I was talking about, it's at least a more complex answer, right? It wouldn't just be like red or blue, right? It wouldn't be that easy to answer. The point being, compare that to asking, say, DJT what, now compare that to asking a Trump supporter what his favorite or her favorite policy or change DJT was responsible for. I'll tell you what you're going to get. A pretty short-worded answer. Not every joke's going to land. That's the point of this video after all. What is the point of this video? I can't really say with certainty, I'll be honest. I will say that I can't stand libraries. I've been trying to get back into reading recently, and they let you check out with 3 books your first go around, and then after you get 10 at a time. But you have to return them every 3 weeks. First off, make it a month. Why are we not rounding here? I thought we were supposed to be smart people here. We're at the library, you know what I'm saying? We know how to round. Okay. Anyway, second off, I don't think I've ever returned library books in my life because of that shit. Even whenever I was a kid, in elementary school, they had a library attached to the school, sort of. It was like a classroom of its own. You'd have like a projector and book fairs and stuff, like the Scholastic Book Fair, whatever. You went to elementary school, come on. And when I went to that school, they make you do book reports. So, you go to the library, get a book, English class, bring it back. And I think you know where I'm going with this. So anyway, at the end of the year, I owed them $280 in late fees, but fuck them. I moved to a new state after that. I left that school. No relation to the story. Just thought you should know I never paid them back. Only reason I checked these books back is because you can do it on the phone. I just called their number. Unfortunately, you can only do it once. Then you have to bring the books back. Or I have to, I hope my lack of face cam doesn't distract from the fact that I'm using air quotes right now. Anyway, that's the point of the video. Don't pay your late fees at the library.